The timid soldier, while feeding the ferocious Tyrannosaurus Rex, was so frightened that he accidentally dropped a steak on the ground. But this mishap became Nick's chance to escape. As the soldier bent down to retrieve the steak, Nick suddenly grabbed his head and knocked him out cold. The fallen prison keys naturally fell into Nick's hands. After unlocking his cell and slipping out, Nick hesitated to release the T-Rex, fearing it would draw too much attention. Instead, he tried to recruit the giant to overthrow the Egyptian queen. But years of enslavement had crushed the giant's will to resist. Frustrated by his unwillingness to fight, Nick armed himself and moved alone. He scaled the mast with ease, dodging patrolling soldiers, then glanced back at the towering palace where revelry echoed every night, the queen's likely hideout. Stealthily, he climbed the tower and peeked inside, spotting the queen watching a dancer's performance, none other than his girlfriend, Mia. Then Nick noticed something critical. The T-Rex's eggs rested to the queen's left, while the giant's daughter was held to her right. These were the queen's leverage to control both the beast and the giant, always kept close. When Mia turned mid-dance and saw Nick, she gasped in shock. A slave maid beside her also screamed in fright, blowing Nick's cover. Instantly, chaos erupted as both sides clashed. The slave maid lunged for the alarm bell, but Mia punched her down too late. The blaring siren reverberated across the entire ship. The giant heard the commotion but still refused to aid Nick. Meanwhile, Nick struggled in a fierce duel with the queen. Though outmatched, his distraction allowed Mia to snatch the little girl and the 2 dragon eggs. Realizing the theft, the queen's face darkened as she sprinted after them. Mia tried fleeing down the stairs, only to be forced back by a swarm of soldiers. Nick fought fiercely to clear their path, but could they truly escape? Despite Nick's bravery, the soldiers closed in, surrounding them. Just as Mia prepared to make a desperate move, movement stirred within the egg pouch. The baby dragons were hatching. The moment they emerged, they screeched for their mother. Their cries triggered an immediate, thunderous response from the T-Rex, who smashed through its iron cage and charged toward its offspring. On the deck, Nick and Mia were completely encircled when the T-Rex burst forth, seizing everyone's attention. But in that split-second distraction, the cunning queen snatched back the 2 hatchlings. With her leverage regained, the dragon rider had no choice but to halt his rebellion. Even the giant's child was swiftly recaptured, crushing their revolt entirely. It was only then that the giant finally appeared, watching the defiant dragon rider with deep contemplation. As for Nick's uprising, the Egyptian queen had already devised a vicious punishment.